Hello, so it's June the 11th, and today we talk inflation. Remorseless, insatiable inflation, the auto-cannibalistic monster that eats away at its own flesh and destroys economies from within. We've been living in fear of it since the 1970s, but like the troll under the bridge, it's never really shown its head in the real economy, only in house prices and financial assets. But today I present 10 reasons it could make an unwelcome return. I don't say it will, I just say it could. Let's hope I can remember them all. So, number one, deglobalization. Love it or loathe it, globalization has brought us cheap goods aplenty. China has become manufacturer to the globe and in doing so exported its low labour costs so that you and I can have cheap computers, clothes and consumables, durables and disposables. But protectionism and coronavirus are both forces for deglobalization. And deglobalization will have the opposite effect on prices to globalization. It will push them up. Number two, money printing. Have you any idea how much money has been printed, or whatever the digital virtual equivalent of printing is, since the coronavirus bit? I'm not sure anyone does. Extraordinary amounts, at least an entire USA's worth of annual GDP in 3 months. All that money's going to go somewhere. Number three, fiscal spending is being directly paid for with printed money. In the prudent money printing of the post-2008 era, central banks would buy government bonds and financial assets, and money was created that way. This time around, the Bank of England is printing directly to fund government coronavirus spending. Consequences, dear boy, consequences. Number four, revenge spending. Now, it's not just about how much they print, it's about where the money goes and how quickly it gets there. Velocity of money, as they call it. And the groovy new saying for the burst of sales that's expected in a post-lockdown rebound is revenge spending. And China saw lots of it when businesses reopened there, and if Western consumers do the same, then a large revenge spend will be one way by which velocity of money increases. Number five, this time, as I've said it before, the money's going into the real economy. Post-2008, all that quantitative easing went into financial assets. This time around, whether it's via inventive new bank lending schemes, furloughing, postponing VAT, or by any other means, the money is going into the real economy. Now, some will use it to pay down debt, which is deflationary, but many others will spend or invest it. Either way, the money has come from zero economic output. More money sloshing around implies greater velocity of money and higher prices. Inflation, in other words. Now, the weak dollar, number six. Donald Trump, the US president, wants a weak dollar. He's said so many times. The Federal Reserve now seems to have got with the program. So that since the March, the dollar's down by 8%, almost 10%. Trump's getting his way. Now, Charlie Morris of Atlantic Asset Management says this, Atlantic House, a weaker dollar is like a tax cut for the rest of the world. It makes it easier for emerging markets to repay their debts. It puts upward pressure on weak currencies, which then enjoy capital flows, and that leads to economic activity, which boosts commodity demand, causes equities to rise. A stronger economy also sees rates rise, and a boom in real estate follows. That's Charlie's theory, but it's all inflationary. Number seven, I'm getting there, commodities. Commodity prices relative to the S&P 500 are the cheapest they have ever been, ever. They could get cheaper, of course, but sooner or later, money flows will change, and that trend could change pretty quickly. Now, a weak dollar puts a lot of upwards pressure on commodities prices. Government's fiscal spending on infrastructure projects, all to boost economies post-COVID, means they're going to need commodities. But guess what? Commodity prices have been so low for so long, the investment in production hasn't been there. And so there's going to be a shortage of supply, which means that prices will rise until new supply comes online. But getting new supply online, particularly of metals, can take many years. It takes a long time to build a mine. The implication then is the rising prices of raw materials, inflation. Number 8, higher energy costs. Now, oil got absolutely hammered during COVID-19, as we all know. The price of one key benchmark, one of the futures contracts, even went negative. But since then, the price has gone ballistic. It's been rising every day, relentlessly, it seems. And as economies pick up, there'll be more economic activity, more demand for energy. But there'll also be oil shortages as a result of the coronavirus. And again, the implication is higher oil and energy costs generally. $40 a barrel, West Texas Intermediate's already up 500% since April. I bet you we see $100 oil before we see $10 again. Number 9, unemployment. Now, unemployment should be deflationary. People have less money and so they spend less. But unemployment and inflation always seem to come hand in hand, particularly in fiat money environments. Now, many businesses are going to go bust because of COVID-19, and that's going to mean higher unemployment. Many people are going to lose their jobs. Many businesses are using COVID-19 as an excuse to clear unwanted staff off of their books and slim down. Either way, higher unemployment is coming. Now, I appeared on a podcast last week and for the IEA, and Chris Snowden, the economist Chris Snowden of the Institute of Economic Affairs, was projecting unemployment of 4 to 5 million. As I say, inflation and unemployment, they like to go to the dance together. And finally, number 10, higher taxes. They are coming too. Again, higher taxes should be deflationary as they leave less money in people's pockets, but it just doesn't always work like that. And if inflation and unemployment are going dancing, taxes will, as sure as eggs are eggs, be there as well. They're the gate-crashing threesome that nobody wants at their party. But if they decide they want to come, they are coming, whether you like it or not. So, there you go. 10 reasons we could see inflation make a very unwelcome return. It's worth also adding that temporary government policy almost always becomes permanent. Just as QE was supposed to be temporary, income tax was supposed to be temporary, so will many of the recent spending programmes just become normal. And if something doesn't work, it won't be because it doesn't work. It'll be because they didn't do it enough, and so they'll just do more of it. And thus, will full-on amputations in the economy occur where just a plaster might have done the trick. But both in the US and the UK, monetary policy is going to remain accommodative. Jobs need to be created, and that's not going to happen in a tighter monetary policy environment, runs the thinking. That means a whopping government deficit, increased debt. These they will attempt to inflate away. This is all, of course, assuming the government bond market allows it to happen. But then suppressing interest rates is what all the money printing is for. Whew, heavy stuff. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to my channel. There's a button coming up on the screen now whereby you can subscribe, and you might also be interested in my book, Daylight Robbery, How Tax Shaped Our Past and Will Change the Future. You can buy it at all good bookshops, at Amazon, and if you want to buy a signed copy, you can buy so via the link. There should be a link somewhere on the screen or even below, but I recommend the audiobook version narrated by me with my beautiful voice. Thank you very much for watching. See you again soon.